Thank you very much. Pujari Yago Kamui Garigongora. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the land of the Gadigal clan. My name is Matthew Doyle. I'm a descendant of the Murawari Aboriginal Nation, but I was born and raised here on Gadigal land, and I'm sure lots of you out there were also born and raised here on Gadigal land as well. Hands up if you were. Here in Sydney on Gadigal land, on this country. Yeah? So you're part of this country as well. Wherever you're born, you're connected to that country, whether it's Gadigal or Wiradjuri or Bunjalung or whichever part of the country, your birthplace or where you grew up is your connection to country. And we all have that, regardless of where you come from in Australia, or indeed if you've come from overseas, and that's your birthplace. You have a connection to that country. So I'd like to welcome you here on behalf of the Gadigal mob, the Sydney community, which is made up of many clans that cover pretty much the Sydney metropolitan area. So I'd like to acknowledge our closest clans to the Gadigal, the Camaragal, just over the north side of the harbour, the Wongal to the west, the Birrabirragal to the east, and the Bidjigal out of Botany Bay to the south, because they all share these lands. As many of you know, it's customary in our culture to acknowledge the custodians or traditional owners of the land that we gather on. We also acknowledge and pay our respects to elders right across the country, past and present, and we also acknowledge our ancestors and the spirits of this land that look after us and guide us as well. Tajibalang onia, yoli birongo maragong orang, Gadigal orang. You know what that means? Means g'day. No, it doesn't, Mangajack. No, that means that on my behalf and on your behalf, we acknowledge country, we acknowledge the elders, the Gadigal. We welcome you on the country not as visitors or friends, we welcome you as family or brothers and sisters. We extend our hand in friendship and embrace you while you're on country. So we extend that respect to you, and we ask that you return that respect and look after country as well. So thank you very much for having me here. Sounds like you've got a busy day planned. So enjoy it, look after each other, safe travels, didgeridoo, thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Ted Shelton and I'm delighted to welcome you to the Sydney leg of our 2023 performance tour. Thank you to those of you who are here in person and thank you to those of you who have dialed in on the webinar. It really has been a year of performance excellence. Creatively, we've seen brands lean in to have fun, jump on trends, but still follow creative best practices to see and create thumb-stopping content that drives sales results. Measurement-wise, we've seen brands move away from post-click attribution and lean into advanced measurement solutions like MMX, conversion lift studies, and post-purchase surveys, and even pure sales results to prove the efficacy of TikTok and to justify scaling investment. Product-wise, we've seen a tenacious adoption of performance products, from search ads to smart performance campaigns and video shopping ads. Everything that's been adopted has helped elevate TikTok's performance campaigns. But don't just take my word for it today. We're going to hear from some amazing brands. We're going to hear from Zoe from July about how they founded the brand in 2018, almost went out of business during COVID, but have just recently opened their 5th retail store. She's going to talk you through their TikTok journey to date, how they went from doing nothing last year to testing and learning on the platform to now TikTok being one of their biggest focus from a platform perspective. Kim from Princess Polly is going to talk us through her learnings across smart performance campaigns and search ads, and also how she uses a unique code attribution to measure outside of just the ads platform. And then Amanda from Stream Motion is going to talk us through how she uses amazing content from Binge and KO, combined with advanced targeting practices to elevate their new user base. It's not just these verticals, e-commerce, media, and retail you're going to hear about today, though. This presentation today is going to be peppered with examples from verticals such as finance, education, and travel. There is a chance to submit questions for the panel later, so please scan this QR code to submit your questions. We will do our best to answer those questions throughout the panel discussion, which will take place in around half an hour's time. But the big goal today is for you all to be able to leave with an advanced performance playbook. So luckily, we've had two of the smartest people at TikTok Australia, Jan and Steph, working on this for you over the past couple of months, and they pulled together all the learnings into one place to give you a seamless experience when you leave today to be able to hockey stick growth over the next 6 months. So they will take you through this framework, which is outlined here. It starts with the design phase, which is really focused on setting up the foundations for your performance campaigns. From creative through to signal, they'll give you a blueprint on how to set up for success. They'll then move into the optimization stage, which is all around using automation to increase performance across some of our key products. And then they'll finish on the measurement side of things and give you a template to prove efficacy and be confident around where you're investing your dollars. So I'm really excited for today's session. I'll be back on stage with our panelists in around 30 minutes. But please join me in giving a massive welcome to our two first speakers, Jan and Steph.
So hello everyone, welcome. Super excited to be here. I'm Jan and my team and I work with global product teams to bring you TikTok's most exciting solutions to Australia and New Zealand. But we also work with all of you to understand your needs and then take them back to the global teams to influence the product roadmap.
And I am Steph. I am the marketing science lead for Australia and New Zealand. My team and I have worked across many advertisers in those markets, understanding their key marketing challenges and onboarding them on TikTok's performance journey. Jan and I have lots to share with you today.
And we're super excited about the content that we're going to dive into over the next 30 minutes.
But first, as Ted mentioned, today is all about looking beyond your first performance marketing campaign. You're going to learn how to better design, optimize, and measure your campaigns to boost effectiveness and efficiency. Now, there's no denying that TikTok has introduced new ways for brands to be discovered and bought. Content on TikTok seeks to entertain and educate first, while integrating content and community to create highly immersive shopping experiences. This type of content-driven commerce on TikTok is called shoppertainment. This is a $1 trillion opportunity across the Asia and Pacific region. So how can you and your brand maximize for this opportunity? Imagine you're throwing a party. You want your friends to have an amazing time. That's the ultimate goal. You want them to have fun. So you start planning. You can understand the design phase here as your party planning stage. Before you even jump to a list of things to buy or to organize, you need to define what you have for entertainment, which foods you're going to serve, and what kind of drinks you're going to have. And that will inform the places you will have to contact to arrange that. Also, are you having a karaoke or DJ? Are you preparing food for the party yourself, or are you hiring someone to cater for the party? Those are important questions at the planning stage. Then, on your optimized stage, you think about how you'll be delivering the entertainment and the food and the drinks that you bought for your guests, for your audience in this case. Will you have food brought out to your guests as they are partying, or are you planning on having those foods laying around so they can serve themselves? What about the drinks? Are you going to have a menu of drinks, or are you planning about having them make it themselves? And finally, how are you measuring for all the success of your party? That's the main question. Is it the number of people that have danced? Is it measured by the number of people that have sang a song at karaoke? Or is it by the number of people that said that they had an amazing time by the end of the day? We can easily translate performance marketing from this party planning analogy. We are going to talk about how you can design your success at TikTok. What are the basics that you need to be covering? Then we are going to have a look at how automation have been helping business optimize their campaigns at TikTok. And finally, we are going to cover how we are supporting you to get your big bonus in the end of the year with measurement. Let's start with design and planning for your performance marketing activation. How can you set your business up to drive action? That's the main question that we have from a performance standpoint. The first and most important step towards actually a successful performance activation at TikTok is making sure you have solid foundations to build your campaign on. So make sure you have the right signal infrastructure in place to drive optimization and measurement. Second, create to engage. Think about how you can design creatives that will not only grab users' attention early on, but also drive action to your website or app. And lastly, we share our take on how you can build audiences strategies, based, of course, in marketing science studies we have run in Australia. So yeah, tell us about your passion for signal.
Thank you, Steph. So for those of you who know me, I'm a bit of a signals nerd. Any surprise? Do we have any other signals nerds in the room or at home? I can see some hands going up over there. Thanks, Shant. I think there's room for improvement just on the sides of the room. So if you care about driving revenue for your brand, you should also love signals, because signals are the foundation of everything we do in performance marketing, whether that's measurement, whether that's optimization. And I think those of you who aren't signals nerds yet, it's definitely not too late to become one. And think of signals as the GPS for your marketing journey. It helps you navigate the best route to your destination, which is your business objective. And it will also help you navigate around some of the obstacles that are in your way, so you can avoid inefficient, ineffective marketing campaigns. And now the pixel is no longer enough, and I know a lot of the people in the room and at home are very aware that cookies are going away. So what can you do to future-proof your performance campaigns on our platform? You want to also ensure that you implement our server-to-server solution, which is Events API, and you want to use your first-party data to supercharge your performance campaigns through advanced matching. And the higher the quality of your input, the better your output, which is your performance results. And when I talk about results, how do we track them for TikTok? Or how do you track them for TikTok? Well, the most straightforward way is to do that in Attribution Manager. And note that people often watch a video on TikTok. They don't necessarily click on it, but they watch it and they still go to your website and purchase. So you should absolutely consider view-through attribution. And different industries have different purchase cycles, so keep that in mind as you select the attribution window. It should be as close as possible to the window that you care about for your industry. And later we will go into some alternative ways to attribute success, whether that's conversion lift studies and post-purchase surveys, and they can complement this approach to attribution. Now, after laying all of these foundations, next you should create to engage. So back over to you, Steph.
Thank you, Jan. So basically, we have a simple framework to help maximize your performance campaigns. We call these the 3 V's of performance creative effectiveness: value, volume, and velocity. First, use the 5 fundamental levers to build strong performance results. Also, test and learn with us using other creative elements to see what works best for your brand, your market, and your audiences. Just like adding a party, you can't just have one dish or one entertainment. You are better by having an assortment to cater for all tastes and requirements, and serve them in different timings to keep your party fired up. So now that you have amazing creatives, how many should you use and how often should you refresh? Ensure that you have a right mix of volume and velocity. From media best practices, this means having at least 3 to 5 ad creatives per ad group and refreshing every 2 to 3 weeks. That's going to drive the best results for your brand. And of course, just keep on experimenting, trying new stuff and try new lengths and creatives mixes there. Our marketing science team in Australia have reviewed over 1,000 performance creatives, looking at over 15 creative elements or levers used in these creatives, and ran an exploratory data analysis to see which creatives levers drove the highest increases in conversion rates. The good news is that the advertising fundamentals that we know, we love, and we have used for many, many years are the same on TikTok. They are integrating brand early, making sure you have a strong call to action, demonstrating how your product or service works, showcasing your product features and benefits, And finally, showing the product price. Like I said, you know this already. We just need to make sure that you pull these creative levers in a way that is seamless to the platform. By using these 5 core elements together in lower funnel creatives, we saw a 2.3 times lift in conversion rates. So let's have a quick look on some of those elements. To help you bid for TikTok, here are some ideas from some of the top creatives we've seen in previous campaigns. Early integration of brand. We all know how important it is to have brand cues on your ads. What our research unraveled was that having that early integration of brand is key to build memorability and drive conversions over time, especially if you're considering view through attribution. Make it as native as possible, of course. This example from Comparison Business Compare Club shows their distinctive assets through the green color and logo on the shirt. Secondly, a strong call to action. This serves as an invitation to users to check your product or service in your website or app. In this example from Lifeblood, the call to action is really clear: give blood. And product demonstrations videos have also proven very effective. Some examples can be a how-to video, 6 reasons why the user should use your product or service, or using a green screen with creators talking about your product. In this example from Kontiki, we're shown how to best explore Asia. So here you are. You have your set of 5 fundamentals that we just walked through some of them with you. Integrate brand cues early on, having a strong call to action, having a product demonstration right in there, and then showcasing features and benefits of your product, as well as showing the price to entice consumers, especially if it's on sale. And of course, we have a few other levers like voiceovers, text overlays, and creators, as I mentioned before, that help you incorporate those 5 fundamentals in your videos. So use them away. Next up is audiences. To set yourself up for success, basically, you have to start broad. Prospect new audiences with this targeting strategy. Our study showed that 30% lower CPAs and 15% higher conversion rates when using this targeting strategy on your audiences. Then, build on your first-party audiences with retargeting and lookalike audiences. That delivered up to 40% higher return on ad spend for some long-term performance campaigns that we run with some clients. Lastly, explore new audiences with interest audiences or build your own with custom audiences. Jan, can you wrap up this session for us?
Of course, Steph. So now to summarize how to design campaigns, remember to lay your foundations with not just pixels, but also think of Events API and advanced matching. Create to engage through compelling and memorable creatives, and then aim for intent. You want to make sure that you get your creative in front of the right audiences. And now that you've designed your campaign, you want to take a look at how you can optimize it. So imagine you're organizing that house party that Steph mentioned. So it's now in that phase that you will need to serve your entertainment. Will you serve your guests multiple products? Will you serve them one product? How will you package it all up? And the key word here is automation. So we've seen time and again that automation not only reduces the amount of time you spend on setting up your campaigns, but you can also drive results in a more effective and efficient manner. And with the latest advancements in machine learning and AI, we're also working to introduce more capabilities into our creative and bidding solutions. Also, the more placements you select, the more opportunities the algorithm has to find the right people for you. So whether that's on the TikTok feed, in the search placement, or on Pangle, which is our ad network. Some of our latest opportunities to try out include video shopping ads and smart performance campaigns. So let's start with smart performance campaigns, which we lovingly call SPC. So smart performance campaigns, they offer an end-to-end automation solution that aims to make your campaign setup and optimization super easy. Who has tried these? Hands up again in the room and at home. Okay. This side seems to be very keen on all those products, so maybe we can mingle later on afterwards. That side can learn from that one. But that's great to see, great to see. So in the past, you had to go through the campaign, ad level, and then, ad group and then ad level to get set up. And then once live, you had to refresh your ads after a few weeks to avoid creative fatigue. You don't need to worry about these things as much with smart performance campaigns, because you just need to enter your marketing objective, your budget, your country, and upload your creative. And then thanks to machine learning, the system can do the rest for you, even the optimization part of it. And don't take it from me, take it from one of the first Aussie brands that has tried this in this country. They were Bondi Boost, and they wanted to see if this product could drive performance for their blowout brush campaign. And the team ran an A/B test to compare results between those smart performance campaigns on the one hand and to standard conversion campaigns using automatic targeting on the other hand. And the great news is that Bondi Boost observed a significant improvement in return on ad spend, and they've now integrated those smart performance campaigns as part of their always-on strategy. And the product is currently in beta, so if you want to test it out, please reach out to your TikTok partner after this so you can get started on it as well. So Steph, what are the bidding solutions that clients can use with those smart performance campaigns?
Great question, yeah. So we have, for smart performance campaigns and for standard campaigns, we have lowest cost bidding and value-based optimization. One of our most powerful bidding options to consider is lowest cost bidding. This means leaving it to the algorithm to maximize the number of conversions while delivering at the lowest possible cost. For value optimization, explore value-based optimization, or VBO as we call them. This solution has truly taken off since we spoke about it last year, and in many cases has been outperforming conversion optimization campaigns on both return on ad spend and the volume of conversions. Let's have a closer look at VBO. What is it that makes value-based optimization so powerful? Let's walk through an example for a made-up sunglasses retailer, Vision Shop. Let's say there are two types of users Vision Shop could advertise to. One of them is Tatiana, who we know is likely to purchase a $150 pair of sunglasses based on profile and past behavior. The other one is Karen, who is likely to purchase in a lower price range of $75. VBO will deliver ads to users like Tatiana, maximizing revenue for Vision Shop. And we've seen many brands take advantage of this optimization strategy already. One of Australia's greatest startup stories, Quadlock, they made a name for themselves by building reliable life accessories that help you anywhere at any time. Having seen success through testing and learning on TikTok, Quadlock came to the team eager to figure out how to optimize their marketing performance for their US-based customers. Keen to maximize for purchase value per order, Quadlock decided to test out TikTok's VBO solution, which allows advertisers to optimize towards quality instead of quantity. They split their marketing budgets equally between two ad groups, one with and one without VBO. For the ad group with VBO, they selected the highest value optimization in order to maximize purchase value. VBO gave Quadlock the opportunity to find high-quality audiences who are likely to generate higher value per purchase. After 10 days, they compared the results. And what we've seen is that the ad group with VBO was the Quadlock's greatest ad accessory. It outperformed non-VBO ad group across almost most of the KPIs. Quadlock saw 51% increase in total purchase value from VBO versus non-VBO. They also saw a substantial reduction in cost per action and a substantial lift in their sales. As a result, Quadlock have added VBO to their ongoing TikTok advertising roster as a high-performing optimization tool. Now, let's have a look at our rising star among products. Over to you, Jan.
Thank you, Steph. So if you're looking to drive sales via TikTok, video shopping ads is another solution you should have a look at. They are shoppable videos that live on the For You page, and they're designed to drive product discoverability and also conversions. Video shopping ads are the future of e-commerce on TikTok. And let me give you 4 reasons why. So first, it's a lot easier now. It's been very much simplified. It's just one objective that you have to worry about, which is product sales. Secondly, thanks to more sophisticated targeting, you can target users based on where they are on their purchase journey. Then third, you can now unlock some exclusive features with your TikTok catalog, like the product card, instant product page, or catalog video. And last but not least, we've developed some smart functionalities that automate creatives and redirects based on signals. Quick poll, again, who has tried video shopping ads? And for all of you at home, do it in your head. Okay, again, sorry, hands up. Okay, great, I see a few more, so that's positive. So keep that in mind, have a look around the room and see who you want to talk to after. Now let's take a quick tour through some of the creative executions. What's exciting about video shopping ads is that there's a lot of variety in what they can look like. And that's based on your existing assets, your catalog, and also your preferences. For example, Mecca here on the left, they're using an existing standard video with a product card that refers to the products in the video and then is also consistent with the instant product page at the end. In the middle, you've got BedThreads, and BedThreads use video shopping ads through Spark Ads, so they're using an existing post from their organic TikTok account as their ad creative. And you can see they stick to a single product category within the creative, which is an approach that we've seen perform best on the platform, but always, obviously, test and learn and see what works best for you. And then finally, like Unas here, you can use catalog videos, which is the perfect solution to easily scale creative. So the video itself is a template, it's templated, but it has this dynamic part, which is the white shirt that you can see there. So you would be shown this if you have indicated interest in this product previously. And if you can't get enough of these creative executions, watch back the video from our Melbourne event a couple of weeks ago, where we spent a bit more time going into these in more detail. And so as I mentioned earlier, video shopping ads include smart functionalities, and one of them is dynamic format. So dynamic format is going to provide different experiences for shoppers depending on whether they've been showing intent with your brand or products in the past or not. So people have already shown some intent. They will get served a catalog video which promotes a specific product that they might be interested in. And people who haven't shown any intent will be exposed to a bit more of a generic video which displays multiple products for them to discover. And there's more. Dynamic format also uses different combinations of product cards and landing pages to maximize performance. And if you dialed into that Melbourne event a couple of weeks ago, you might already be familiar with some of these creative executions that we've discussed. But this case study here from beauty retailer Adore Beauty is hot off the press and super excited to reveal it to the world today. Adore Beauty wanted to increase return on ad spend and drive more conversions during a promotion period, and they partnered with TikTok to test those video shopping ads for that purpose. And as you can see here, it paid off. In comparison to their standard conversion campaigns, they saw significantly better return on ad spend and conversion rates, and the campaign actually marked Adore Beauty's highest achievement on TikTok so far and unlocked a new opportunity for them to grow the business. So key takeaways for you up to this point should be to try out smart performance campaigns, use value-based optimization, and try out video shopping ads as well. But Steph, I think there's another recent opportunity that you're keen to share with the audience, right?
Yes, we have, yeah. As you know, search behavior has been changing, with more people tapping into the power that is TikTok for visual search results. And you can lean into this trend by switching on the search ads toggle. It's super simple. You just switch on the toggle and you get access to new inventory in a fully automated and brand-safe manner. It's a great way to find more Tatianas. Princess Polly was one of the first Australian advertisers to jump on this opportunity. They are an online fashion retailer, beloved among fashion-forward Australians, delivering apparel and accessories to customers domestically and around the world. For this campaign, the brand was interested in driving sales of their clothing line using promo code in the US. Princess Polly ran a test in which they split their budgets into 2 different ad groups, one with TikTok in feed placement only, and one with TikTok in feed placement plus search placements. After a few days, they compared the results obtained for both ad groups, and the in-feed plus search ad group had outperformed the in-feed only one. So those included 4.5 times higher purchase value, 80% reduction in their cost per action, and a 5 times higher purchases when using search ads. Lastly but not least, creative optimization. Automated creative optimization delivered 85% lowest cost per action and 155% higher conversion rates for advertisers in Australia. And we just launched the Smart Creatives. Smart Creatives automated creative diversification and auto-refresh features to help prolong ad group lifespan through acquiring more conversions in a timely manner, allowing you to enjoy efficient cost per results over an extended period of time. This brings us to the end of this section. So to recap on how automation can actually help you deliver for your goals, use smart performance campaigns to start your performance strategies at TikTok or improve your ongoing activity. Optimize bids to lowest cost bidding or value-based optimization to drive improved results. Use video shopping ads to unlock the next big phase of your performance campaign. Take advantage of the catalog solution to showcase your products or services in another format and use the full power of automation with VSA. And then connect the missing dots here with automatic placements and use search ads at TikTok as an extra boost to showcase your product or service in the search results in the platform. Now, lastly, but definitely not least, my favorite, measurement. I am as passionate for measurement as Jan is for signal, so it might be a bit awkward. Now, yeah, I believe with many marketing campaigns or activations, there's no point in putting that live if you don't have a robust measurement in place to measure for the success of the campaign. And of course, we all need our big bonuses, just highlight here. Now, we all know performance campaigns rely heavily on attribution models. And we all know each business has its own attribution model. In order to address for this challenge, TikTok measurement products keep on evolving. And now we have a few solutions in place to help you measure for incrementality and also complement your attribution models. For incrementality, we have conversion lift studies. CLSs, as we call them, help you measure for incremental conversions TikTok is driving for your business. They are also the improved way to understand and test different creative elements and different targeting audiences. And for a holistic view of your customer's path to purchase, use post-purchase surveys to identify the first touch attribution channel. Combining both of these strategies and using them to adjust your attribution model is already a great first step. Then, go full funnel. For a holistic approach of your marketing dollars, measuring for full funnel can be tricky, and that is why we have worked to put a specific solution in place for you to test adding a brand campaign to your funnel. And finally, use marketing mix modeling to identify the total return on investment TikTok is driving for your business. This will not only measure the results of your performance activity, but all your marketing activations, including brand, and will give you the total return on investment per media channel. This will help you optimize your media plan for the whole year. We already saw great results from recent MMX studies our clients have run. Now, let's have a closer look on some of the solutions. Yeah, take us away.
Thanks, Steph. So as we've established, I'm a bit of a signals nerd, and super keen to share with you that we've got another great use case for signals to help you with measurement, which is conversion lift studies. And you might be wondering, why do you need conversion lift if you're already using attribution, right? Well, imagine again for a second that you're hosting that house party we've been talking about. And you're offering amazing cake, you've got drinks, and you've got karaoke. And then the last thing you do before people leave is give them a hug. And then afterwards, you get all these raving messages about how amazing that party was. Now, If you measure success for your party with the last click attribution model, what do you think you will attribute the success to? The hug, exactly. Well, you would now believe that it was that final hug that was so magical that in and of itself it made your party a success. With the conversion lift study, you would instead host 2 parties. More fun, yeah? 2 parties, one where you offer karaoke and one where you don't. And then you might realize that the party with karaoke got you a lot more friendly messages than the party without it. I definitely want to be at the party with karaoke, I must say. So it wasn't the hug after all. And if we go back to the technicalities, conversion lift studies help you understand the true causal and incremental impact of your lower funnel campaigns. Or in other words, you can use conversion lift results to calibrate your attribution model. And adding conversion lift studies to your test and learn pipeline will help you to prove the increase in sales that is caused by TikTok ads. It will also help inform your marketing mix strategy and better understand which marketing activities drive most incremental conversions. So add those conversion lift studies to your testing pipeline and test away. An example from overseas here is Bolt, which is a super app. They offer ride-hailing, they offer shared cars, scooters, and food delivery. And they were the first brand in the UK to launch a conversion lift study. And they were able to prove that 95% of TikTok's conversions were incremental. And this then enabled Bolt to calibrate their internal forecasting and attribution using those incrementality results. Next up, we've got post-purchase surveys, which have been rising in popularity. And my final question to you today, I think, who in the room or at home is doing this? Post-purchase surveys. I see a hand up over there, hand up. So a lot of potential. Post-purchase surveys, they actually use this concept of zero-party data, which is customers giving you data directly through a form or through a survey. And if we go back again to that house party example, this is the equivalent of you texting your friends back after the party, those that have enjoyed it, and asking them what made the difference. Was it the cake, was it the karaoke, or was it the hug? And if they tell you it was the karaoke, not the hug, then you will realize maybe you need to revisit that attribution model. And because traditional last-click attribution models miss 4 out of 5 conversions, this is a super powerful tool. And like with conversion lift tests, you can use those post-purchase surveys as ground truth to calibrate your attribution models against. And another example here, so the UDI worked with Faring, which is a post-purchase survey provider. They had actually only allocated 3% of their spend to TikTok, but the post-purchase survey found that 13% of their customers purchased an UDI thanks to TikTok. So this helped the UDI reevaluate the attribution data and also propel TikTok to a more prominent channel. So we've got one more call out on measurement. Back over to you, Steph.
Thank you, yeah. Let's see how you can combine your marketing dollars and your marketing efforts to measure for full funnel. Adding a brand campaign to your media planning can drive improved efficiency and effectiveness for your conversion campaigns. On an aggregated level, running a full funnel campaign delivered 14% lowest cost per action and 15% higher conversion rates across many businesses in Australia. We have now launched a specific brand performance test to help you measure your conversion lift after adding a brand campaign to your funnel. Talk to your TikTok team after this session on how to unlock this opportunity. And remember, when coordinating brand and performance ads, design the creative assets with consistent, distinctive branding and style, so consumers can easily recognize that they're all about the same brand or product. When setting up your campaign, share the same audience targeting, so your performance ads can leverage brand awareness created in your brand ads. The good news are, when you coordinate brand and performance creatives, we've seen a lift in conversion rates by 3.5 times. And this brings us to the end of this section. So just to recap, Use conversion lift studies to measure for incrementality and build a testing pipeline for different creative elements and audience targetings. Complement your attribution models with post-purchase surveys. Use brandformance tests to measure your full funnel activations. And plug TikTok's data pipeline to your marketing mix models to see the holistic return on ad spend TikTok is driving for your business across brand and performance activity. Yeah, can you let us know what is next?
Sure, thank you, Steph. So we threw a lot of info at you today. Let me attempt to summarize it all. First, you want to design your campaigns for action. So you want to get those pixels in place, but you also want to implement the Events API and advanced matching. You want to use the 3 Vs and the 5 fundamental levers for performance effectiveness. Don't worry, that's all going to be available in the one-pager we've got for you. Secondly, you want to make sure you have the highest performing, automated, and optimized campaigns. And some of the key products there you should try and test out are smart performance campaigns, value-based optimization, video shopping ads, and the search ads toggle. And then finally, measure, 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 because you don't only want to go with your attribution model, but you want to elevate it. You want to capture that incrementality with conversion lift studies. You want to conduct post-purchase surveys, and you want to also apply a full funnel lens. So of course, we don't expect you to commit everything to memory immediately, so we've also developed a handy blog post for you to refer to when working on acing the auction. So everybody just take out your phones now, just take a picture of that QR code and bookmark the page. Enjoy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Jan and Steph. Can we get another round of applause for Jan and Steph in that presentation? Thank you. Okay, it's time for the panel. This is a really exciting panel. Just a quick reminder, there's another QR code for you to scan to submit your performance questions. For 3 panelists I'm really excited to have a conversation with. Please join me in welcome to the stage Zoe, Kim, and Amanda. Do you want this? Okay. Guys, thanks for joining me on the stage today. We're excited to hear all your stories and your growth journeys. I think there's so much of what we've just heard from Jan and Steph that gets brought into actual practical application in the way you guys are running your businesses. So excited to start. We'll start with your journeys on TikTok to date. Amanda, I'm going to start with you, and it would be remiss of me to be talking to someone who is running Performance for Binge and not talk about the Succession finale that happened this week. No spoilers,
Did everybody
obviously.
watch? Yeah, it takes a couple of Gregs to break a couple of Gregs to make a Tomlet. So yeah,
Exactly.
It all was revealed this week.
It was great, and yeah, we've said so much already if you haven't seen it. But I think, like, I know that you're relatively newer to your performance journey on TikTok, and you've had some great success with hit shows like Succession and The Last of Us and everything White Lotus that we're all binging
Love
at the moment, right? But you've had some great wins in KO too, so I'd love to hear some of those.
Yeah, sure. So like you said, we are at the beginning of our journey, and we've been having really strong brand results sort of in that awareness and consideration layer across both Binge and KO. So it just seemed like a natural progression to sort of move into the performance space. And we decided to use the NRL and AFL Winter Codes campaign as our launching pad to sort of test out some of those tactics. So sort of leveraging our knowledge like of the previous seasons and the sporting sort of the way that people consume content on KO, we were able to apply sort of geo-targeting, audience tactics, timeliness to really come up with a good blueprint to drive success. And it was a bit of a rocky start. We definitely had some very high CPAs, but with a few tweaks and working with the team, we managed to really drive that down by the end of the campaign. So yeah,
That's awesome.
we're on our way.
We're very happy to hear that, and I think it echoes some of the sentiments we hear from a lot of brands, that it does take some time to get those initial results, but when they do come in, you see that incremental scale.
Yeah, it's great.
Kim, over to you. 3 years on the platform, a wily veteran, an amazing past 12 months. I'd love to hear more about it.
Yeah, so we started our TikTok journey in 2019. And yeah, we really overcomplicated things a little bit, and it took us a while to actually launch, but launched at the end of 2019, which gave us like a little bit of a competitive advantage because everyone jumped on TikTok during COVID. But yeah, I literally brought the team in the room. I was like, there's this thing called TikTok. we think it's going to go off, and we're going to do dances and have like fun, and everyone was like, oh my god, like they come from like a really aesthetic background where we just curate our feed, and they're like, what do you mean we have to do dances and like be fun? And I was like, it's going to be fun. And I recently looked back at our first ever TikTok we posted, and it's like, it's horrible. Like the transition is like on the floor 5 seconds, and then it's really bad. We've come a long way, but since then we really like come a long way. We launched our organic account and then performance marketing, and we see a lot of new customers come from TikTok, a lot of repeat purchases as well. And yeah, it's like we have 20 performance channels for Princess Polly, and TikTok is one of our top performing channels and one of our big threes. And yeah, we love that.
That's great to hear. Thank you for sharing that. And then so on to you. I think I introed your story in terms of the brand being founded in 2018 and some challenges through COVID, and now bouncing back to this fifth retail store in Bondi. And would love to hear more about your TikTok journey.
Yes, so July is a really young brand. We're about 4.5 years old. And last year, I think it was September, I attended the TikTok incubator retreat. And at the time, we just weren't doing any, like we weren't doing TikTok ads. And I'm pretty sure I was the only marketer back then as well. And during the retreat, I kind of clicked for me, and I was like, oh man, this is going to blow up. And I took it back to the guys, like the two founders, and we were talking a lot about it. And I think the realization we had was, you know, at the time, we were going through this crazy growth period. It was just like one marketer. You know, I was trying to keep up with everything and keep up with the demand. And I was like, you know, if we start this, we needed the time, the team, the creative team to support this channel. Because after the retreat, I kind of realized you need to really support this creatively. So from then, we started to grow out the team across all channels, all our marketing channels. And then we started slowly on ads for TikTok. And then full circle now, it's quite funny because I'm actually growing out the social and content team pretty aggressively now to support like TikTok. The guys came full circle. And even, you know, Ethan, one of the founders yesterday, he posted on LinkedIn, he was like, you know, we hit a milestone on another social media channel, and he's like, can't wait to hit that milestone on TikTok. So, you know, that's how far we've come already now to support, and we've seen such great growth, just like early signals. Yeah, we've seen such great early signals of success on the platform, so really invested in it now.
That's great to hear, and obviously Ethan is so focused on the design and aesthetic side of things. It's great that he's pivoting his thinking too.
Yes.
Great. To build on that first question, I would love just to deep dive a bit into the performance approach you've adapted, and would love to understand, Kim, how you've adapted your traditional performance approach to the TikTok way of doing things.
Yeah, when I started Princess Polly 4.5 years ago, we had like 3 channels, like traditional performance channels, and we have like really highly polished ads, and like, yeah, we launched on TikTok and like we put our ads on there, and it was bad. So now we produce like really like organic, engaging content. We build out our organic strategy, which feeds into our performance strategy. If there's a creative that works really well on organic, we push it via performance ads. But we really had to think different in terms of like how we approach it. There's one quote that you wouldn't really put a print ad on TV, and that's like our motto now, where we're just like, it needs to be engaging, needs to be fun, and not polished.
Awesome. And so I know you've spoken about building out the team and the work you've done to help create more content, but we'd love to understand about your performance approach too.
I have so much to say. Oh, okay. Well, I guess we are a really product and design focused business. And yes, we have our performance channels, but ever since I've been in the business, we kind of are really creatively aligned. And when we first started considering TikTok, adding it to our marketing stack, we really saw it as what it was, which was content marketing, entertainment. And for us, we were like, this is going to drive brand for us. This is how we're going to get the early, like younger consumer. And at the time, we didn't have the product the products at the younger price point, so a lower price point for the audience that we thought were on TikTok. And things have changed a lot. But in short, yeah, going back to what you said, yeah, the creative, we're trying to figure that out as well. Because as a design, like everyone in the business is really aesthetically driven, like dressed to the nines all the time. And so for us, that was actually something that we had to learn, to be okay with putting up content that was a little bit raw and organic, because we love being so polished and so cool. So it's been a full-on journey, but we really see it as playing an integral part in our in the full funnel, from brand all the way to the bottom. But most importantly, new customer acquisition and getting a new consumer segment is really exciting for us, and we're already seeing it.
Great, that's awesome to hear. Let's move into creativity, and we know
Sure.
that creative drives 75% of performance, and you've got some great learnings I think we can all learn from. Amanda, would love to pass it over to you to talk about the creative approach at Streamotion.
Yeah, sure. So pretty lucky at KO. We've got a really well-established award-winning social team that creates some incredible content, giving them a real authority for putting sports content out there. You know, they really lean into our exclusive access to players. They're really leveraging creators at the moment and really playing in that native space, as well as sort of some of the polished content as well. It's kind of how do you let go of that really brandy content. However, for the NRL season this year, they managed to procure sort of a prickly character, Wayne Bennett, to sort of appear in a part of our advertising suite. And he's kind of got a bit of an odd relationship with the media, so it was kind of funny to have him in our ads, which caught a lot of attention. So on that note, let's maybe have a look at the ad.
Wayne, rumours are that you can't watch every NRL game without KO.
Really?
How do you watch your team every week?
Well, I've got KO.
Love it.
Very funny, you're not laughing?
And it performed well, though, right?
Yeah, it
That's the
did.
main
It performed really well. And while this was a branded piece of content for us, it sort of created a bit of a halo effect for all of our performance creatives, which sort of leaned into player content, some of the exclusive matches that we had on the platform, and we were delivering them sort of in a timely manner so that it would matter to the sports fans. And effectively, we had a great uplift in subscriptions to the new KO platform.
Awesome. So I think we're going to play your piece of content first, and then I'll allow you to talk to it. Amazing. Great.
Love it. So I'm really passionate about this product because, you know, for us, we had such great success with our luggage. And, you know, when we talk about our product roadmap, I was like, we need to consistently produce great hits. We don't want to be a one-hit wonder. And we just can't keep this tote in stock. And what we found was, at the time, it was just like a really serendipitous time of the business. So we had launched this suite of products, which were lower price point. I had hired in a PR and partnerships lead. So I brought PR in-house, and I had we had kind of just had the team, like the bones set up. And so this was the first campaign that like the full team did together. And we also went really hard on TikTok gifting and influencers. And it's funny because that is our PR and partnerships lead. And it just like took off, and this was the turning point of the business when the guys and the entire business started to realize, oh my gosh, like we can really grow and we can really move product just on TikTok. And I knew that this was working because I was doing a shift at the retail store, and there was a woman that came in to buy the tote, and I was, you know, you always ask, where'd you hear about us? And she was like, oh, the tote went viral on TikTok. Like, I've seen it everywhere. So, yeah, great success. Loved it. In-house content, shot it outside the office on an iPhone. I mentioned that was like her first week in the office too.
How far you've come in 12 months.
Yeah, I mean, 6, not even. I think it was less than 6. That's probably 4 months ago. So, yeah.
It's incredible. And
very proud.
So many learnings there in terms of, I think, you know, everyone is trying to figure out this content piece and creativity, and the fact you've lent in and empowered someone within the business to go out and create stuff and it's gone viral is a testament to your approach. Kim, we're also going to play your video first, and then you can talk to it afterwards.
Yeah, so this was one of our Spark ads that we push. And you can see like Princess Polly is like written on the first slide. You have the discount code, you have the influencer. It's like really native to what TikTok fashion hauls are. Like I said, we run so many different content pieces via performance ads. That was part of Spark Ads, where we reach out to the content creator, get their code and push it as Spark Ads. And then we also have like brand ads and like coded ads. And yeah, like coded ads, it can be everything. We have like pick your festival outfit in 10 seconds. And we also recently leaned into office talk. We just, it's like your first week, like need to create a TikTok. That's now for us, like we're the awkward people that come into the office. We're like, who wants to film a TikTok? And everyone's like, no. So yeah, like we also push these via ads, and they tend to perform really well in terms of revenue as well. But yeah, we really try and figure out, we have that sheet, it's called like A to Z sheet with different trends, and we are trying to try every trend. And we really found, like, we assumed like hauls are working well for us, or like different things. And then we tested trends that we assumed did not do well for us, like ASMR, and it went off. So yeah, it's like really important to like test different trends that you think like wouldn't work, but surprisingly they will work. So yeah, it's like keeping up to date with the trends is really important.
That's great. And I think you said you had a dedicated day in the office where everyone downs tools and...
Yeah, it's like, so Fridays we just returned back to the office, and Fridays is like our TikTok day. It's like our marketing TikTok day, and the other teams really don't know, but we're like, go to our general manager, we're like, finish the lyrics for Beyonce, and he just sits in his office, and it's like, we're like, who runs the world? And he's like, girls, and we're like, yeah. So it's like...
When we see that, we have to get that content next time, right?
It is live on the Princess Polly account. Like, he's like the last one to finish the lyrics, but yeah, we're literally like... we found like TikTok is just such a great place to be like creative and fun, and it doesn't always have to be about your brand or fashion. It can also be like finish the lyrics, or like we have a karaoke challenge that goes live on Friday that has nothing to do with Princess Polly, but people love it. So it's like have fun and be creative.
I love that, and I think that if you look holistically across all of your ad accounts and all of your content, there is that element of having fun and being on trends, but also leaning into those 5 levers that Jan and Steph outlined earlier to really drive performance. Great, we're going to move from creative into audiences and targeting. And Amanda, I know you've done a lot of work, advanced work with how you've set up your campaigns for success from a targeting perspective. Can you give us a rough overview of what you've done?
Yeah, sure. So for the winter codes, and I'll sort of focus on that at the minute because it was our sort of test pilot. For us, we already knew on the Kayo platform that we had all of the footy fanatics, the sports fans, and it was like, how can we reach that casual sports fan of the footy? When do they most likely engage? And we kind of figured out that it was, on game days. So from Thursday to Sunday was kind of going to be our main focus. And then we looked at sort of NRL, and we looked at that focusing sort of on New South Wales and Queensland. And obviously for the AFL, we looked at Victoria. So that sort of created our sort of like initial targeting strategy. And then by being only on game days, we managed to drive down our CPA about 63% from when we started as to when we finished. So for us, it was a really great win in terms of incremental like audience reach and getting new subscribers from TikTok outside of the other performance platforms that we use. But yeah, it was great for us.
That's awesome to hear, and I think it kind of echoes what Kim and Zoe have talked around TikTok becoming like an incremental growth engine for new customers. Okay, we're going to go back to Jan's party and talk about attribution. So, look, it's becoming more challenging than ever to figure out attribution. Kim, would love to just deep dive some of your attribution methodologies and give some context to the audience.
Yeah, I love talking about attribution. It's maybe because Jan and I are both German and like we like it when everything is in order. But it's like, for me, attribution, it was such a hard thing to figure out because as we grew now to 20 platforms. We have a lot of influencer collabs going live, and we have cross-device attribution, and just like a lot of things are happening. So we, when I joined the business, we looked at our traditional analytics software, and that software basically told me to like not run any paid social ads and heavily invest into Google and organic search. So it was really challenging for me to say like, okay, I want to scale paid social channels when like the data didn't support it. So we basically ran our own tests, and how we did it is we set up a unique code and we pushed it through TikTok, and we looked at like what was the code revenue that came from that specific code. Yes, you can have code leakage, but it's like, the ROI was like 20 times as high as what we saw on the traditional platform. And so we built our in-house model, which means we standardized all our platforms to 7 days last click for brand campaigns. And then we have a whole coded program where we give different channels different codes for different targeting activities. So for example, acquisition would be TikTok 20, retargeting would be FYP 20. We get really creative when it comes to codes, but and that's basically where we pull like code revenue and like what we spend on that code, and that's our true ROI, and around 60% of our budget goes towards these like coded campaigns. And this is what I said earlier, like we can really determine where our new customers are coming from, where repeat customers are coming from, because we do have these code insights, and we can see like units per order, like new customers, repeat purchases through these coded campaigns, which then I can see, okay, what part of the customer journey does TikTok play? That's probably a bit complicated and not for everyone, but that's really how we scaled TikTok massively.
It's great detail, and I think it just gives that reassurance that sometimes you need to rethink attribution. And I know, Zoe, you're doing something similar with post-purchase surveys.
Yes, so we are still figuring it out, but we use traditional analytics platforms. We look at that. We now do post-purchase surveys, which are so easy to implement. I really was quite surprised. So that actually changed the game for us, because it's really early days still, but we are seeing a lot of people kind of select TikTok. Steph would love that, because just last week, we were like, hey, we sold out of the totes in like a new color within a week, and the guys were like, I think this is from TikTok. Like, can we go back and just find out? And our head of growth was like, yeah, actually, like I'm pretty sure. We need to double check. I'm pretty sure it was TikTok. So it's great, we do that. The other thing, so there's two, so that's like traditional platforms, post-purchase. The third thing that I really want to do, which I've done before by myself, but I think it'd be really great to do with a team, is just like a linear regression, like revenue, and then plotting all your campaigns, and then sitting down in a room with all your marketers for an hour and like literally going through every single sales bump. So nerdy, but I actually think I really want to do that and make that a retro thing. So that's probably going to be the next big big thing for our team.
I feel like we can set that with Jan and Steph after the session to go through.
They're like both smiling. They're like, someone listen to us.
But do the post-purchase, super easy, like really easy, especially if you're on Shopify.
Shopify plugin, right?
Yeah, and also we use Okendo Connect. This is just like a thing. It literally took me 5 minutes. Put it in, and then it was done.
I'm really conscious of time, and I want to get to some questions from the audience, but I did want to touch on product quickly. Kim, we saw your case study with search ads, but I know you're really bullish on search and have had some really good experience.
Yeah, I love search ads. I think it's really, really important for brands to figure out search ads quickly, because we do see that shift from traditional search engines over to TikTok. I think a really great example for us at the moment, Gen Z, have never approved so much Europe Leave. So they get like all their Europe travel inspo from TikTok. And yeah, it's really important for brands to figure out that search space. Myself, like we went to the US and I was standing in Starbucks and I was like, God, I don't know what people order here. Like I always see like these fancy orders and I was like, I want to be fancy and order that too. And I put in TikTok like most liked iced matcha recipe, like order in Starbucks. And that's not my go-to order. I literally had that every day. And I loved it. So you can definitely you have to figure out search ads because for us, like the revenue growth that we're seeing and the ROAS is honestly incredible.
Awesome. Okay, let's get into some quick fire questions from the audience, and thank you to everyone who submitted a question. First question, how did you build your team for TikTok? I know we've covered some of that in terms of the hiring, but would love any context or any tips you can share.
Yeah, so when we started, we didn't really have a big team. And like I said at the beginning, we really overcomplicated things. But yeah, it literally, we just took an iPhone and we jumped on trends. And we now have like these office days where we film content. But the team really, we now have a dedicated TikTok coordinator and her entire job is just to film TikTok, stay up to trend, really epic job. But yeah, we didn't have that at the beginning, but we got really creative. And I think, yeah, just don't overcomplicate things and think you have to have a massive production team and like a big social team to start on TikTok. What really helped us was our TikTok account team. They informed us about like latest trends, product updates, and they were like an extension of the Princess Polly team. And we had like a pretty lean team. We now have a big team, but you don't need a big team to like start on TikTok.
Love it. Any other context? I know, Zoe, you're building out the team at the moment.
Yes, so we have a social commerce and influencer manager role going. Oh, I love this. I get to advertise to you. Social commerce and influencer manager.
She's like, apply now.
Content producer, social media coordinator, and I'm pretty sure for the content producer, I'm looking for multiple, like, one that's more video, one that's more like copy. So yeah, quite a bit. But you don't really need that. It's just more that we already know, we've redone the testing and we're like quite invested in this platform, but also video in general. So that's why it's like ready to build in the in-house team.
Okay, awesome, love it. Next question, I'm struggling to scale creative on TikTok, help. Does anyone have any tips in terms of scaling creativity?
Well, I know at like Binge, like we're actually spoiled with a lot of content, which is amazing, and it makes it sort of easy to sort of create things. So I think like one of my favourite parts of the week is like Monday night is typically like HBO night. All the cool shows drop on a Monday, and I quite enjoy like writing down all the best dialogue bits from Succession, the timestamps, and then feeding them into the Binge team the next day to make sure that we're putting them out there immediately and jumping on any trends and sort of using that easy content to push out sort of quick and dirty.
It's great, no spoilers, right?
No spoilers, I promise.
Yeah, I think for us, like I said, we have that Friday office day and we sometimes have like 15 TikToks that we can film on that day. And we also set up a Slack channel for people to post like cool trends that we can easily replicate because every For You page is so different. So we get like all the team to like contribute to like ideas and we just put it in a schedule and we film it. And we are these awkward people in the office are like, you're now part of the TikTok and like, yeah. And people like it though. And like, I feel like our office team members, they then look at our TikTok to see when their TikTok goes live and they're like really excited about it. But yeah, just involve your team. You just need an iPhone. You don't need a big production. And you can also always check with creators if you're all good to repost their content.
Love it.
Yep.
So anything?
We relied a lot on UGC, so it was quite intense then, and then now we're slowly doing in-house. Naturally, being a luggage brand, we just do a lot of packing videos. Product demo, like within just the product demo content pillar, there's like so many formats that we've discovered. So we're really enjoying kind of thinking about what else we can do, right? Like product designer breakdowns, what's in my bag, hauls. The thing that really went off for us was we had this one, actually it was last year, we had this influencer, Catherine Denton, who was very luxurious, high-end fashion, kind of have our cases. And she just did like a Euro summer haul. So she just like threw her dresses on top of the suitcases and it just blew up. So that kind of inspired us to just keep going with the hauls and then tap into the Euro summer trend.
Okay, awesome. I'm getting a red flashing light and a wrap it up from upstairs. So I want to just thank our panelists, Amanda, Kim, and Zoe. Can you give them a massive round of applause? Thank you, guys. It was great. Okay, thank you to everyone who's been here today and everyone who's dialed in on the webinar. Just to wrap up the session, we had a great kickoff with Jan and Steph, and that framework will be there for you to download via the QR code in the blog. Thank you again to our amazing panelists who shared lots of learnings. We are coming to Brisbane next on the 21st of June, so if you want to be at that event, please reach out to the right person at TikTok. For those of you us in the room, stick around for a breakout session with Braden Clark. He's going to give you some insights on account setup secrets, insider tips. The session is 15 minutes, and it is really, really valuable if you want to crack account setups. You can stay in your seats. That starts in 5 minutes. For those of you who can't join the breakout, there's a TikTok HQ outside. Some TikTok experts can help you with any questions you might have following up from today's sessions. And finally, if you want swag, which apparently is the most important thing I've heard a couple of times from the GBM team, that I need to mention this and reiterate that if you would like some swag, you do need to scan this QR code and just give us some feedback on this session. It's really, really important for us to understand how these sessions are going and hear from you in terms of what you want to see next time. So thank you again to everyone who's been here. Have a great afternoon, and we'll see you all soon. Thank you.